What's wow, so bright. Okay, what's up guys? We are now going to check out Tuai Barat in Setia, Alam. Let's go! Wow, so hot. We are back here again. Don't you think that there's a lot of brand new developments within this area lately? And everything is like selling out, which is very exciting. Anyway, we have came here before and we will see the completed version today, introducing Tuai Barat. And if not mistaken, I'll check again later. Tuai Timur, which is the exact identical product, is also sold out, which is awesome. But now we are actually standing right next to the main road that connects over from Ardence side. Last time you can straight away turn in, but now because there's a brand new neighbor and the development that is ready, right? They made a change in the road accessibility, so now you need to make a U-turn at the end before you can turn into the project. So suddenly this became a single directional road. In terms of safety, it's better. I think it's also because to cater for the brand new project next door. So they have a new landed project here by a separate developer altogether. But anyway, you will still have that awesome landscape by EcoWorld. Wah, cantiknya. Along with the infrastructure decoration, like the street lamps and things like that. Okay, so coming in straight away, we have seen this before. So this is the sales gallery that is now converted into a multi-purpose hall. And back then, when they were describing the intent of locating this outside of the boundary within security, right? So this allows this structure to be used as a rental space for outsiders. So people can actually just park outside here and they can actually rent it, then use the proceeds to knock off the maintenance fees. Very good, And although this will disrupt the circulation a little bit, but at least it's generating income for the management. So all good, right? And this will be the entrance statement. Very nice. And in the future, if not mistaken, this will be a link bridge over to Timur via this center plot of land that's going to be a commercial. Let me go ask more about it first. But wow, it looks exactly like the scale model, which is very nice. And you can see a lot of baju all hanging out already. A lot of people actually move in already. Very good. Then coming in, what you can see here will be the bridge from level 1. So for those who are on a wheelchair, in order to access to the multi-purpose hall and the cafe, right, which is the public area just now, they can use the bridge over, then use the lift to come down. So it's a safer journey for them. If not, they need to pass the road, which is not conducive at all for anyone in a wheelchair. And here will be all the visitor car park coming in. This will be a roundabout, and you can see people living within already, the school buses to come and pick up the children already. What an interesting choice of landscape. And you have all the bird sculptures, right? So it kind of match. What a very different approach to this. Very nice. And one of the main selling points for the project is definitely the very low density. To an extent, right? You will have canvas on the land for on-grade car park. So you can actually just park your car here that is shaded. The disadvantage here is when it's raining, you still need to go through the rain. That's for residents. Then for visitors, then you still have a row next to the building at the front, and this extends over to the elevated car park behind. Okay, so from level 1 itself, you already have a unit. The ground floor will be all the facilities. Okay, coming into the drop-off, this will be the ramp coming up. So you still have the universal design approach to all spaces. And we are now on the lobby. You will have a canopy, a glass one, and it's also louvered. So that is where they install the lights as well. During the night, there will be a shine on. Very nice. You have a little symmetrical design lobby as your waiting area. Also your waiting area before going into the lift lobby. Then you will have some water structures behind. That sound kind of just masks some traffic noise around. But it's not like you have a lot of traffic noise, so the water sound is pretty obvious actually. And they kind of painted this in somewhat chrome color to kind of give it a very nice luxurious touch to it. Coming up from the lift lobby, then immediately you will have the residence lounge where you have the pool table. It's very welcoming in the sense where there's no partition at all. And I like the fact that all activities rooms are located ground floor. So for visitors, right, you don't have to really go up the lift to access the unit just to get to the facility floor. Well, that's also because they have a lot of canvas space to play with lah. So next to the residence lounge, then this is a communal kitchen where you can have your friends and family to kind of just have a gathering here. So it's all done up nicely in a very gazebo-like structure. You can hire your own personal chef, or you can get your auntie or uncle to come and just cook here, have a potluck here together. It's open on both sides, so this will be the glass door. This will be the other side of the room. And this connects over to the back, which is the children's playground. Okay, so for the children's playground, based on their philosophy of design, right, safety is always prioritized. So you have the fencing so the kids can go in, cannot come out. And it gives parents that peace of mind whenever they are just chilling or just having a talk with their relatives or loved ones here. So by visual, you still have connection, but the kids can just do their own thing. And just to soften the fencing visual impact, they put in hedges so kids won't go too near to them as well, giving it a very nice buffer. They won't climb out as well. Very nice structure, but how I wish this is under a structure like usual, but this one, because it's on ground floor, it feels very different. However, this is affected by weather, so during very hot sun or rainy days, the kids cannot play. So during those times, then maybe they can play within the indoor children's playground. Next door, this will be the kids' playroom, and this is the indoor one that I was just sharing about. So in case outside is raining or it's too hot, right, they can just hang out here, and it's all decorated already. So when your friends and families are arranging a play date for the kids, a very conducive, a very comfortable space to hang out with their friends, right? And the windows are slightly tinted to kind of reduce the flare a little bit, reduce the heat as well. And a very fun treatment to connect two of the spaces. So here you will have the more private spaces, or I think the parents will be chilling here when the kids is on the other side lah. Again, if this is insufficient, right, you can just open up and go to the playground. And I think it's also designed in a way where you can just book all together at once. Means you get a communal kitchen, you get this children's playground, you rent it simultaneously, right? So this will be your children's birthday venue already. Alternatively, if you come in from the games room or the resident lounge, right, you can see again between spaces there's no hard transition or no step up or step down. It's going to be very comfortable for the knees. And this will be the gym and an empty space. So this one is real turfing, not artificial one. That will be the connection over to the elevated car park already. On the other side, we will pass by the gym, but there's people around, so let's wait until they finish the workout first. This will be the swimming pool area behind the residential tower. Okay, so it's kind of divided by this bridge. One side will be the shallow area for kids, so this will be the wading pool. This will be the lap pool. You can see a very nice staircase downwards. Everything is very properly designed, including the gradient to this edge. So you can see the water is just hovering at the edge. Wow! And it's actually very rare to see swimming pool built on ground floor. So this is the elevated version, not like the one that is actually flush with the floor. This gives the entire space a very different vibe, but they kind of decorate it with the sitting areas on the side, where it somewhat feels like a cocoon with cushions inside, the outdoor cushions, right? You have turfings, and the trees are amazing. It also gives enough privacy to the users here away from the car park structure. So behind, that will be the car park structure already. And again, with the camouflage effect, right, the hedges actually just hide away the fences. Very nice. And just look at this view. So you can see the level of foliage around the boundary, then matching that with the brick structures, brick patterns, then you match that with the color of the floorings, right? It's very comfortable, very peaceful, I would say. Nothing too fancy, nothing too loud. It's just very down to earth, a very humble design. This is a surprise. Communal farming. Wow. So right next to the swimming pool, there's a space for what they call a communal farming. So these will be all the herbs, I guess. So that's the lemongrass already. Then you have your pandan. That's about it. Those two are the more common ones. This is the limau, I think. Yeah, limau. Wow, I should be a gardener lah. Yeah, they also have some aloe veras here. Nice, so in case you are cooking or you want to just get rid of some smell within the cupboard or whatsoever, right? You can always just plug a few and get back to the unit. But one main design intent of communal spaces like this is also to encourage meetups between residents. Like one neighbor A or neighbor B to come and just chill and pluck some herbs. And when you see each other, hey, how you're using this? Oh, I cooked the fish using this. Then you exchange ideas. Then suddenly you form a bond, and that's what community living is all about. Nice. So while walking around the space, right, I realized the height of the partition walls, right, are all very comfortable. Means the scale in relative to human size, right, it's very friendly. You won't feel it's like in your face. In terms of visibility, you can still see everything. So in terms of safety, you will feel very good, and a lot of landscape around. We are now actually walking towards the elevated car park. Okay, so on the side you will see on-grade car park that is actually shaded. These are the tandem versions. Throughout the main pathway, you are also shaded, and on top of that will be the bridge lah. And just to check out how it looks like inside, so you will have a very simple beam and column structure, cement screeded flooring coming in. This will be the ramp going up if you are parking upstairs. And if you have mobility issues, then there will be a lift in place for you to access the car park space above. And coming up the ramp, so this will be a unidirectional circulation pattern to save space, and this will be the project behind Tuai Barat. So not too sure what's going to happen yet, but since our last time here, the warehouse structure is almost completed. Very nice, and I really enjoy this buffer away from the boundary. This is so luxurious. And just to highlight some very simple things that's often ignored, when there's a transition in level, so they just put in the handrail here so you won't trip or you won't fall. Very good. And for the stairs, so it's a very simple thing here where most of us will just stick to one color, right? But they didn't. So the difference between steps is way more obvious. Difficulties, then this is very helpful. But as mentioned before, also the horizontal traveling distance lah, from the car park location to your building, this is further away compared to the normal conventional structure where we just park below and the units are above within the same block. So this one, imagine if you have kids or you want to carry luggage, right? Wow, some distance to travel. Okay, coming out, we are now in the standard floor lift lobby. In total, you will have 4 lifts in the center here, servicing 12 units in total, split in half, laid in double loaded corridor setting with voids in the center. And for the lift lobby, it's mostly tiled up, left some canvas that is plastered and paint. But looking outwards, this will be the window panel for ventilation and daylighting. As mentioned, last time we came here, this is the Shopee warehouse. And there's another plot between Tuai Barat and that. Most likely it's going to be something like that as well. So then this will be the debate lah. Is it good to be next to a light industrial area? If it's for investment, very good because you have a lot of job opportunities that will always drive up rental for the surrounding areas. Where it's evident now, we are seeing obvious movement within the rental market here. But in terms of appearance, then it depends on what you see lah. Like if you see in front, you have the entire eco Ardence township with luxury housing, right? Wow, the impression very good, right? You look behind, all industrial area here, very bad. So it's relative. So the width here is 2.3, the height is 2.6. Between the corridor, there will be a fire door partition here. Okay, and coming out straight away, you will have the window first, a very big panel of window that separates the wing into 2 sides. So the corridor width is very luxurious, 2.16 meters. ceiling height is 2.6 and it's fully plastered ceiling. So you will have all the services height behind the plaster ceiling. Very nice. And there are gaps between the building. So this allows cross ventilation through the building, right? So that cools down the building. And I think previously this extra segment of the handrail is not around. I'm glad that they added on, so it's very nice. This is about 1.1 meters, and because this is also next to the void space, there will be drainage system within the corridor. So in the center of the floor plate, this will be the service lift lobby for maintenance purposes. That's why it's located next to the refuse area. And let's go check it out. So you will have a very nice ramp, and the size is fabulous. You will have recycled bins, 5 feet wall tiles, and for ventilation, you will have a window, water for washing, and for the abang and kakak to kind of wash and push out the rubbish bins, right? You will use the service lift here. So while walking along the corridor, right, I do feel air movement through the gaps. But one thing just to highlight is that very brilliant move of just highlighting the edge of the ceiling. This just lengthens and further elaborates the width of the corridor further. Very simple paint, but it really highlights the strength of the corridor. Very nice. And this will be the unit I'm going to check out today. Okay, from the corridor going into the unit, the usual ramp, this will be the foyer. This is 1.3 meter in width, but how I wish this side here can be widened a little bit further. Because like now left 250, right, it's very hard to put in a shoe cabinet. So coming in through the entrance on the side here will be the kitchen already connected to the yard. This will be the dining, this will be the living connected to the balcony, and you will have the bedrooms on the side already. And shout out to the team for arranging this unit, right? Because this is actually under defect. So this is the exact condition that the residents or buyers got directly from the developer. Okay, so for the kitchen, the wall-to-wall width is 2.24 meters, right? So you can see the top, a very large size basin, so you don't need to throw it away like usual, right? Then you will have the cabinets. Do you have soft closing? Yes, you have. Very good. You will have a perspex backsplash, plug points on the side here, and next to that, this will be the yard space. Wow, wow. The doorway can never end. So this gotta be like the second biggest yard space that I've visited so far, correlated to the main build up. The first one will be their new project called Barat in Alam Impian area. So just to have a better estimation of the end product, this is what you're gonna get. So the width is 2.43 by 2 meters. And just imagine if you change this door into a sliding door further, right? Wow! This is an entire wet kitchen altogether. But mainly now the layout is for you to put in a washer and dryer here, right? Then if you close it, you can actually just build a top here for wet cooking. You will have all the utilities required in place. A small little window partition to have better visibility. And they even have all the plug points ready. So if you want to put in your outdoor water filter or whatsoever, you can straight away just use that. And just to point out something very rare, you will see fire sprinklers around. Although this is a fully residential project. Mainly sprinklers are adapted or applied only to commercial title buildings, but this one is an added initiative because actually it costs a few more million for the building just to put in the sprinkler system within, right? And they do it because they believe in their design philosophy. And if you guys still remember the wheelchair friendly layout design, right? So if you don't have anybody with that need in the unit, you can always just put in a breakfast counter here so you can leverage on this gigantic space. The wall-to-wall width here is 3.63 meters. And you have a 600 by 600 mm tiles that includes the skirtings at the side, and this will be the sliding door for the balcony. So we are now on level 3. So at this level, you already have this very nice view already. On the previous episode during construction, we already saw the view available on the upper unit. You can go check it out. One of the main uncertainty right now will be on this land. We still don't know what the developer is going to do with this. After talking to them, they also don't know what they're going to do with it yet, due to the uncertainties in the market as well. So let's see right, what it's going to be. If it's a commercial shop offices, then solid. But if it's a complex, then is it going to be like the Uni Square, which is now doing extremely well as well? Don't know, really don't know, because now with the current market outlook and trade wars and tariffs and things like that, right, nobody know anything. But from a distance away, we can already see the main office complex located at Setia City already. So that will be the main commercial hub for this entire address, and it's just a very short drive away. Everything else within the horizon is just mountain with luxury homes. Very nice. So the width of the balcony is 3.16 meters and the length here is 920 mm. So it's a very comfortable setting. You have steel handrail here, and this will be the location for all the aircon compressors, which comes along with the unit lah. So very nice. This is a very safe way to kind of install and maintain the aircon system. Then they further use the cover as part of the facade treatment. So it's not like you need to separately decorate the space again, which is very practical. That matches along with the entire facade language for Tuai Barat and Tuai Timur as well. In terms of glazing, there's a very light tint to the window, but in terms of noise, I don't think there's going to be any noise here because there's barely any cars now. Look at it. Besides the construction now, of course. And this is the Type B version, 1,200 plus square feet, a 3-bedroom unit, right? If you look into the property portal of today, the average asking price is about 600 over 1,000. Not too bad. And for rental, it's about 2,200 for bare furnished, meaning in this current condition. Fully furnished one can go up to 2,600 to 2,800. And within the main space, you can see all the lighting points and fan points are already available. That includes the aircon blower as well. On this side, this will be the corridor to the rooms. This is 1.17 meters, 2.44 in height because there's a slight drop within the ceiling. And going in, this will be the shared bathroom, bedroom 1, bedroom 2. Sometimes when I visit their show unit, right, oh, the bathroom do until so nice, right? Is it going to be the real thing within the unit? Yes. So coming into the common bathroom, right, the wall-to-wall width here is 1.88 meters. This bathroom is bigger than most of the common corridors for apartments. It's that big, right? And this is where you can shower. Even the shower system is placed in a position where it's friendlier for those in need. WC using Sorrento Basin by Sorrento full height wall tiles. Very nice, and there's no drop to the shower area. Maybe just a slant, a gradient to the floor trap, and this will be the experience coming in and out. Very friendly to the toes. Just that I wish they could flush the line. Okay, OCD already. Next to that, this will then be bedroom 1. You will have laminated timber flooring. The size of the room is 2.75 by 4.25 meters. Okay, so if you're going to put in a queen size bed, shouldn't be a problem at all. And this will be the window size facing the secondary facade, which is the one facing the void. Yeah. So the only concern here will be some of the privacy issue. Also, you can actually look into the yard space of your neighbor, and people around the common corridor can view it, so you definitely need curtains. Moving on, bedroom 2. This is the one with the facade access. Wow, this room is also very big. The size of the room is 3 meters in width and 4.8 meters in length. Oh, this is larger than most of the master bedroom that we have visited so far. You will have similar flooring treatments. You will have the laminated timber flooring, but on this room there, you will have one extra window panel here, and you have the similar view to your balcony. Okay, and I really like the very low rise surrounding because at level 3 you already get a very nice view. Plug points at a very friendly height. And moving opposite, so part of the dislike I have for such layout is I will not have equal privacy whenever I have guests around the house within this layout, but this is a very efficient way of using space. And let's check out the master bedroom. So the width here is 3.4 meters and the length to this wall is about 4 meters wide. Wow! When I put in a king size bed, I still have space for your wardrobe here, if not your dressing table. Still bedside tables and with corridors left to walk around. This area here is perfectly fine to put in your walk-in wardrobe. The ceiling height here is about 2.45 meters. Going in, this will be the ensuite bathroom. Okay, it's not going to be as big as the common bathroom just now, but I like the glossy finish of the full wall tiles. I also like the gentle drop into the space. Similar Sorrento basin and Sorrento WC. Then a shower area with a window connected to the void space, frosted for privacy reasons. Nice. So for this room here, right, I like it where there's an extra strip of glazing below the panel that just enhance the quality of the space way further. Oh yeah, also missed out the ceiling height for the living area here is about 2.92 meters. Solid in terms of scale, right? You cannot get better than this. Okay, we just came up from the gym, but still got a lot of people all the time, so very good. Meaning a lot of people are using the facilities. Anyway, you will have True, the brand True for all the treadmills. There's a free weight zone. You will have laminated timber floors. Opening. So for people who are using the treadmill, you will face the pool side. But personally, I enjoy the open space a little bit more. So this is for the toddlers. Very nice. And I guess that's all for the project. Let's go to the nearby commercial areas. Okay, so walking out from the project, just like as we mentioned, from the bridge, you can actually come from the residence tower, right? For those in need, you can actually just take the lift downwards, and this connects the residence over to the spaces outside of the project. So now you have the water fountain, you have a small little garden here, and this will be the multi-sports hall and function room. Let's go check it out. This is very nice. So you will have 3 badminton court here. Besides that, you have the basketball court, a full court, covered, very nice. And the light, then it's a bit arguable because from a badminton player point of view, then it's within the ball, but see whether you play pro or you play amateur. In terms of flooring, you will have this timber parquet flooring format. And again, because this is located outside of the building boundary, right? Even if I want to rent this out by the hour, the earnings can go into the management office, so this can somehow run like a business, right? At the same time, you won't disrupt the safety, you won't disrupt the peace and quiet of the residents. Yet they can also use at the same time. Wow. Next to the sports hall, then we have the function room where we organize a jam session here before. A very nice and comfortable space. And now we are going to check out the cafe lounge. However, so far there's no operator yet because it's very close to the transition period of the handover from the developer over to the JMB. So maybe after when the JMB is established, things kind of stabilize in terms of ownership wise, then you will have cafes coming in. So this is the previous sales gallery, right? Where the model was here and this was the office area, the kids play area, but now it's available for rent to be used as a cafe. And if you think about it, within this stretch, if here got one, Tuai Barat got one, then moving a little bit forward, then there will be Huni Square already. So maybe this stretch of commercial activities might be useful. Don't know. But it's just a very practical thought process because if these spaces were to be within the project itself, most of the time it's also empty. Might as well have some flexibility in renting the spaces out for revenue generation, right? Okay, from a 5 minutes drive away, we are now in Huni Square, which is the latest completed commercial lot. I think Hana Square, which is the one next to it, is going to be completed soon. This is going to be roughly the businesses that's around. Pharmacies, laundry, F&B, Pilates, Taekwondo Center, dessert shops, speed marts, kopitiams, hair salons. And this was just only handed over not too long ago. So it's pretty promising. And there's a special block, a standalone block where there's Chaji and a high-end restaurant, don't know what is it yet. So this is going to be the nearest commercial area from the project currently. Well, we are here also because this is the only one that is within walking distance lah. If you want to drive, then basically throughout Klang itself, there's so many things to eat already. And I guess that's all for today. It's now time for Sean's Take 3 on 3. So for the 3 things I like, number 1, definitely the density of the project. So it's very rare to have such a typology of 60 units per acre only. To an extent, right, the entire block of the project is lesser density than one tower of a conventional project that we visit right now. So conventionally we visit Tower A, Tower B, Tower C, right? This one entire project is lower density than one of those towers. And that's only possible because they're in a condominium setting. And also because of that, there's a lot of very different design approaches that you get with such a density lah. But overall, when you just travel around the site, you combo that with the very low density address as well. Everything here is all just landed homes, luxury homes. If you know, it's going to be industrial lots, right? So basically within the horizon, there's not much high rise right in front. Because of that, you really feel this calmness, this peaceful feeling when you get into the project. The second thing I like will be the proximity to a master plan development. This one, I don't know whether is it luck or skill, right? Just like their Barat project as well, they get a plot of land that is adjacent or within the entire master plan development of another developer. This one the same. Because of that, right, you are paying a price that is of a pocket land development but get to enjoy the facilities and the benefits of a master plan development. For example, now you have all the commercial lots around, the parks, the infrastructure elements, all completed by the master plan developer, but yet you are not part of their ecosystem. That's why the price you pay also slightly lower and cheaper, superb value for money kind of setting. This one a bit harder to find because many township developers would just want to own everything, right? But this one you will have a pocket land next to it. What a bonus! Also, as an address, this is a very mature address where you have everything incomplete lah. So you will have the Setia city right in front, you will have the industrial lot, you will have the commercial lots next to a highway, and there will be a MRT or LRT land. Not too sure when that will happen. Hopefully it will happen. And last of all, as mentioned just now, because of the very low density, it allows them to take this very humane approach towards their universal design. Like we have mentioned before, it's very inclusivity prioritized. Means in terms of ramp, in terms of doorknobs, in terms of the width and length and step-ups and things like that, everything needs to be thought through. That's why throughout the entire project, you won't see any steps, very harsh transition towards floor levels. You will see the corridor space that is so wonderful. Even within the unit as well, the wall-to-wall width is amazing. One of the best bathrooms ever. One of the most spacious yard space ever. Then when you go into the playground, the scale of the fencing is very well thought through. Even you have fencing all around, you won't feel claustrophobic. And then you have all the facilities within the ground floor. So visitors don't have to really go up the lift lobby to get up into every other spaces. Very good for privacy. You also have some areas such as the sports center and the cafe lounge that's right outside the boundary. So for visitors who want to come and use the space or rent the space, right, it's still very manageable in the future. You will get to generate revenue for the management without compromising the privacy and security of the residents. That's superb, very thoughtful, and they thought of this 4 to 5 years ago to an extent that even phase 2 have identical design because the design approach is just very good. Yeah, that's why it's sold out ma. Okay, 3 things I don't like. Number 1, the uncertainty of the land between Tuai Barat and Tuai Timur. Previously, it was supposed to be a commercial element building, but not too sure yet because of the uncertainty of the market. Now with the tariff lah, with the trade war lah, with the material uncertainty lah, with the cost uncertainty, don't know what to launch also. So that really affects their planning moving forward. But based on the developer, I think they will just plan in accordance to what's the best for all parties lah. So that one I don't know. But if it's a commercial lot, then it will be a bonus lah. For example, like it's going to be something like Puni Square here or Hana Square, right? Then it's going to be a very nice stretch of commercial. That's why I hope, because in terms of convenience, it's going to be so good. Let's see, okay? That one don't know. That also correlates to the neighboring plots of land, which is there's one individual title land. There's also another RSKU that is located right behind the project. So for the RSKU, is for compliance, means every developer will need to build a RSKU. So it's a guideline implemented by the government. But for the industrial lot, then it's a debate. Do you think that because of this, located next to an industrial project, it's going to be better in returns or it's going to be worse in returns? If you are renting it out actually those are going to generate a lot of temporary demand for homes and spaces. But then in terms of pollution or whatsoever, right, those are high tech. Like, but the one that is closest to us right now is a Shopee warehouse. So you can literally just see people just doing logistic business. Nothing chemical, nothing production so far. So I think it's actually okay, but it's just the uncertainty of what's coming up. That's the one that I'm not comfortable with. So my second concern will be about competition of new supplies. So now we can see there is a lot of new projects that's coming up from multiple different developers, all similar product. Are they going to be the same in price range? We are not too sure yet because it's pretty hard to beat the density of this one. But in terms of size and product, it's going to be pretty similar. So that might be concerning. If you are going to be renting the unit out, there will be some form of competition. But based on the industrial activities, based on the commercial activities around, I don't think so lah. We will see. But from a own state point of view, I think this has the lowest density already, and it's going to be one of the best selling points ever lah. Because it's very, very difficult to be building a project with such density at such a price range. Yeah. And the last point will be some design issues. Not issues like it's because of the canvas and design approach. That's why there are some things that I don't really agree with. For example, I would prefer an elevated car park that is stick to the tower itself instead of a separated individual car park lot because of the horizontal traveling time. That one I don't like, especially for the level that you are connected to the bridge. Technically, when you buy, you should already know lah. So it's going to be very easy for you to reach your home, but that corridor is going to be shared by everybody else. That one I don't like. So it depends on whether you want ease of convenience or you want privacy. See which one you want lah. Then also on great car parks, that's something that I also find very peculiar. First of all, because of the value of land, it's pretty hard to find another project that provides on-grade car park. Most of the time, you don't even have enough canvas to build already. This one, you have so much more canvas. To an extent, you can actually allocate car park on grade. That's crazy. But because of that, like during rainy days, you cannot even shade yourself. And here comes a very interesting question. Would you want to have your car parked right outside, shaded lah, right? Or you want to be parked in the structure? Which one would you want? And then some might find the facilities a little bit too boring, a little bit standard, right? But to me, I find it very, very calm, very, very humble in terms of design approach. Like for the playground, it's solid to my opinion, right? Too bad it's not shaded, but they are not shaded because the canvas size is very, very big. You have that in abundance. That's why you can connect the communal kitchen to the playground area together. Then for the swimming pool area also, it's very mellowed down. I don't think we can find another pool that is built on grade anymore. It definitely feels very, very different because we are actually stepping on ground while being on a swimming pool. Just something extra to highlight, right? The attention to details by this particular developer, I really admire lah. To a level when I still remember, based on the visit during construction stage, we find the parapet wall a little bit too short, but to address the issue, developer immediately addressed it by adding on a separate handrail. Then for the staircase at the car park area, because of visibility concerns, right, they purposefully match different colors for every step just for you to see the edge. This similar approach is also adapted in the swimming pool area. A lot of emphasis are just placed on simple things like this, where on average usage, right, you will not notice because mostly people will notice design faults only when accidents happen, right? So this approach just prevents all of those. So I really just want to shout out that again. And I guess that's all for today. So do I like the project? Of course, but too bad no more unit really because 100% sold out the new phase as well. I guess the only option now if you want similar product but it's going to be in a different location. So now they have their latest series called Barat. You want to check it out, I'll just put a link down below. And I guess that's all for today. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.